Okay, so nothing today with the eBay purchases. I got 3 or 4 on the way. Just some stuff, nothing I'm really super excited about. Just other than the fact that getting a package in the mail. But who doesn't love to get a letter or get a package? But so those are coming. Okay, but I'm going to open this up. It's a factory sealed Image Universe. Came in yesterday. Can't see too well, but it's like, who do we got on here? We got Voodoo and Striker, Spawn, Shadowhawk, yeah, Badrock, and Savage Dragon. So the tin itself is pretty well artified up. Let's see if we remove this, so it might remove a glare. So I know some of you collectors out there might be just like freaking right out that I'm opening this up. You know what? It is what it is. It's gonna happen. So yeah, okay. So I can see that the glare is much better, and so a little bit better with the artwork. Perhaps you can see on the sides. Okay, in the bottom. So it's pretty cool-ish. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the tin afterwards. I really haven't thought that far ahead yet. Maybe my sister might want it, maybe not. If not, there's a card shop that I got a buddy that works at. I might just, hey dude, you want this tin? He'd be like, okay. Actually, what I'd probably say is no, and so what I'll probably do is just hide it somewhere behind the counter, and he'll be cussing me out when he finds it a few days later. So, opening it up, not what I was expecting, that's for sure. So it's got this red down here and this blue up here, and the box in here where the cards are. Oh, okay. So, this is neat. Okay, that's just something to hold it. Factory set. I don't know how many of these were made, but I've got number 11, and holy shit, who gets? I mean, on anything collector item that low. Let me see if it says on here. No, it doesn't say how many of these were produced. I guess I could look it up. I'll probably do that between the time I'm filming and the time I'm editing. But you got number 11 on this. That's pretty interesting. But hey, here's a kicker. This thing is 1995, I think. So that's. Hold on, I'm gonna go wash my hands before I continue any further. One moment. Okay, so went and washed my hands. So if you'll notice on this box here, the sticker that seals it has come open, probably due to heat or humidity or whatever, it don't matter. I was going to open it anyways. So wow, these cards look like they're in some perfect shape compared to, I'm going to say it's comparable to that Wetworks set I opened last night. That thing was just immaculate. Oh, okay. Card number 0, and that's something I don't know about on the sets that I saw online. They were just the base card sets. I don't know if those had these extra cards on here or not. And let me get that wrapping again. So it says 90 card set plus all 6 first issue cover insert cards, all 6 clear chrome chase cards, plus the special Image Universe card number 0. So I don't know if those other cards sets had them, but these do. So I6, Jim Valentino. Okay, so this is interesting because it mixes I'm not gonna say it's cool because it's really not, but it looks like it's like a mixture between comic and live action. And this wasn't even done by Mark Silverstreet. It was drawn by Walter Simonson. Okay. God, look how young Todd McFarlane is in this picture. And many of you guys don't know, but I've met Todd McFarlane. His brother lives here in town, so he's really cool. But the last time I saw Todd, this was not what Todd looked like. That's just wow. Gosh, they all look like kids. I didn't even look like Jim Lee. This looks like a banker of some kind, like a nerd or something. Oh my gosh. can't really see. I've had some autograph stuff by Jim Lee as well, and I think I've got, oh, in fact, I know I've got a New Mutants number 87, first appearance of Cable. It was drawn by Rob Liefeld and inked by Todd McFarlane. I've got an autographed copy of that somewhere. In fact, I know exactly where it's at. It's my folks' house. Okay, so here we got the other cards. I guess this is the cover cards. It's Shadowhawk number 1. Cyberforce number 1, which I thought was one of the most underrated titles in the original launch of the Image universe. I really thought that was just it, because it was like mutants with cybernetics and stuff, and at the time X-Men was going good, going strong. Mark Silverstreet actually used to draw X-Men. And here we got Spawn number 1. I've got an autographed copy of that one by Todd somewhere from when I first met him. And everyone's like, oh, there's that Nightwatch knockoff of Spawn, and like, okay, was Spawn a knockoff of the Spider-Man villain, the Prowler? Who knows? But it was very, very interesting. I like that one. That was one that was going just really, good for Todd. Youngblood was one of my favorites because it was like I had all these super-powered people, but Rob Liefeld was behind it, and it's like, man, he was probably the worst thing for this comic. Because like, dude, pay your artists, pay your writers, get some good writers, get in there and get that stuff on time, because this had the potential to be one of the best comics out there, but it just always seemed to fall flat and always seemed to rehash some storylines or some premises, and it's just like, not this again. Wildcats, I gotta admit, I didn't get into that much. I love Jim Lee's work, so I read those sometimes, but it just went in a direction I just was like, I'm not so sure what they're doing, so I just didn't understand it. Okay, so this is the last one. Savage Dragon, I really enjoyed. It was a really good book. So Eric Larson was just a fantastic creator. I really enjoyed his work there. So I think that's the base cards. Nope, we got the chromium transparent one, so can't really see too well. Well, maybe you can, but you can kind of see, see my fingers back there, so they're transparent. So that's Rapture and Savage Dragon and Zealot and Die Hard, and here we got Spawn, Warblade, and Shadowhawk. Okay, so those are pretty cool. I'm curious how these are gonna look when I scan those in and make the videos, because that's just something I just don't know. I've not scanned a chromium card in before, so I don't know how well those do. And then here we got the 90 cards, and wow, I mean, these cards are, look at that. These cards are perfect. So the guy I bought them from, oh my gosh, dude, thank you so much for having these and being so close, because these are really just awesome. And so I'm looking through these, and they're all like chromium types, and they're like, okay, so I've got like 1 characters per card so far. I know I should be showing these better. There's Angela. I guess Angela, no, that's I don't even know who that is. But yeah, it was Angela. So I guess she's part of the Marvel Universe now. Not sure how that happened. Wow, okay, yeah. Cyberforce again, just one of the just coolest ones. I just thought, man, these things are really cool. And I want to say, I opened a pack with Alvin and the Chipmunks. What is this? I saw a pack of these somewhere, and I bought a pack, and I opened it up, and I was just like, well, this is interesting. So, but that's just been so long ago, I don't even know if that was true or not. Maybe if I saw something, the Violator. Maybe if I saw something I might recognize, but I'm not seeing anything so far. Excuse me. I'm not sure, I got some throat weird going on. The thing about now is, like, I don't even know which Image comics are around. I used to own a shit ton of comics, and I was probably, kid you not, spending $400 a month on comics. And I don't even, then one day I was like, man, when was the last time I read one of these comics I bought? And then I just stopped buying comics, and I was like, okay. So I read them all once, and then just started selling them off. I think I was trading them for other stuff. I don't even remember. It was just like, the few autographed comics I had, I kept. There were some, like, that I had that I sold. like my New Mutants '98. This was the first appearance of Deadpool. I sold that one. I don't remember how much I got for it. It was just like, not a big deal to me. So some of these are just, I don't know who this is. What was that from? Oh yeah. There were some Shadowhawk spin-offs, and I'm trying to remember what they were. And golly, I couldn't remember, because the spin-offs of the comics, like Freaks from Savage Dragon, I kind of enjoyed, and there was just so many of them. He did a lot of limited series of each individual, and there was Dart, there was Super Patriot, there was... No, that's really all I can remember. But I do seem to remember there being a lot of them. I thought, that's just awesome, because he took his intellectual property and he ran with it, and you know, people were like, give us more, so he did, and it's like, awesome, dude. But some of the stuff I just forgot about. Okay, so we've got the Wildstorm. I thought was really well put together, with like Stormwatch and Wildcats and Gen 13 especially, and the Team 7 stuff, how it tied them all together, I really thought was clever. Youngblood, so many damn ones of those. And the Youngblood, don't get me wrong, I thought it was great, and Team Youngblood was one of my favorites. Just never seemed to go anywhere. Oh, that was pretty neat. It's green. Cyber Force. What is this? Silver Age Shadowhawk and Squirrel. Spawn. Some more Youngblood. Heatwave. Velocity. I seem to remember her having her own limited series. I always thought that was cool. Speedsters, always liked those. No, Youngblood did have a lot of spin-offs. Like New Men, I think it was. There's another one from Freaks. Not sure what that's from. That looks like something from Wildstorm. Alright. These things got like a sticky to them. I'm not sure. I mean, you guys hear them peeling off when I separate them, but it's leaving like some sort of residue or something on here. Savage Dragon, Wildcats. I want to say there was an animated series of Wildcats. I saw like one episode. I was unimpressed. That was back when the X-Men, the first animated series, just hit the TVs, and like, man, that was just awesome, because it was like a comic book. You know, each individual episode built on the last, and actually told a story like a comic, so I thought that was just great. What is this? This one's kind of neat. Oh, Megawatt from Cyberdata. Some of these are just... I recognize the characters, some of them I don't. And that was the thing, is I bought the Image stuff for the art, because I thought it was just great. And some of the stories were good, some of them were crap. The Valiant comics, I remember those. I've got some Valiant cards coming in. Those stories were just amazing. I remember every time I'd read a Valiant comic, what would happen is I'd get to the end, I'm like, no! And it just didn't seem like it was a full comic, because I enjoyed them so much, and they just went by so fast. And I was just like, no! And I always thought, man, if we could get the Valiant writers and the Image artists together, we would have some really great stuff. And I guess they tried to do that with Deathmate, and there was Deathmate Red and Deathmate Black were like that. And by the time those came out, because the Deathmate, it was like well over a year after the Deathmate team-up happened, and I don't think anybody cared, but I still enjoyed it. It was like Deathmate Black was the first appearance of the Gen 13. And that's something, I'm not seeing any Gen 13 stuff in here, but I know by this time Gen 13 was out, but I'm just seeing a lot of stuff from the first because if this came out in 95, Image Comics launched in 92, so that's probably 3 years, we'll say 2 years, because I don't know how long it took them to get the artwork together, to decide to get all this together. And I'm sure back then, all the studios were still on good terms with each other, with Todd's McFarlane's place in Highbrow Entertainment and Top Cow and Wildstorm and Shadowline Inc. You know, and they were still on good terms with each other, and before shit fell apart. So I'm kind of curious. Okay, so these cards are just, I'm digging these cards because, God, they're in such perfect shape. It really is. And I'm gonna put them in a plastic 100 count snap, I'm sure. I don't think this box would fit in one, but that would be nice if it did. Maybe it's 150, I'm not sure, but that just would be, I just think that would be cool. But whenever I get around to scanning these, that's just gonna be, you know, how is that gonna work? I'm really curious how that's gonna work. And I got a 100 count snap right here. Yeah, there's no way this thing's gonna fit in there. For one, it's thick. Even a 150 count might work, but you know, that's not gonna. That's just not gonna happen. So that's funny. I don't remember these things being cracked when I broke the bottom. But again, I'm buying the cards just so I can scan them in and have the digital files, and then scan them in and then make the videos to them. The videos really are just a kind of because I got the digital files. So that's open. So shit, I already forgot how much I paid for this. But it's really, it was well worth my money because I'm just like, all right, this is pretty awesome. I'm digging it. So I'm gonna edit this video and add some music and put some other stuff on, something on there. But that's that, and then I should have some more products coming soon. And when they get here, expect another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with all your friends. And there was something else I was going to start doing on these videos. Oops, sorry. I was going to start doing on these videos, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. I wish I could. Well, it'll come to me probably later. So like and subscribe and hit that share button, and I'd appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.